Hello, we're in England and we're looking at two watercolours which have been posted to me. They've come to me with sellotape on the glass because if it gets smashed in postage, the broken glass can cut the paint and the paper and spoil it. So people tend to use sellotape to post paintings, or certainly glazed paintings obviously, using watercolours. A professional will also do it. They use masking tape, which is thicker. The thing about these pictures is there's two, they're large watercolours, they're not faded. They have a very, very good label on the back. The label is a 1950s label. I think that almost certainly the watercolours are early 19th century. This is a mid-20th century label, the Parker Gallery. It has a fairly old phone number. It's by appointment to the late King Paul of the Hellenes, that's Greece. Service through 10 reigns, founded 1750, British Antiquities Association, Albemarle Street, London, this next street down from Bond Street. So that is a good frame because of the back. The frame itself is modest. They frame two Maltese watercolours, and I don't know who painted them. I don't know whether they were painted by a Maltese artist or a visiting serviceman or a visitor or a tourist. I have no idea. So I've got to work out who painted them. So we took one out, and the mount is a lovely faded mount, which pushes it, the framing well into the early 20th century, 1930 to 1950, I'd a guess. The painting itself is stuck on a card, and the painting shows Senglea from Dock 5, from Cotonera, looking west. This is the south side of Senglea. This is Upper Valletta Gardens, Floriana, Valletta waterfront. The twin towers, I think, of St John's Cathedral. 3 sails and mast, 3 boats at sail, sailing along, one anchored moored boat with the sails down, so there's correct colourful blinds on the windows, a good sky which looks sort of Maltese to me actually. You see painters use that sort of sky. Unusually painted sea, a whiff of amateur painting about the sea, a whiff of amateur painting about the bastions there, but this is very well painted. The buildings, this boat is very well painted, very good detail down to the doors on the wharf. Quite a mid to early 19th century skyline, not too Victorianised, not too bulked out. I can't see Lascaris Wharf, which makes it pre-1860, 70, I imagine. Nice thing. This one has a slightly better colour, I think. This one shows Elmo or Lower Baraka. I think it could be Lower Baraka. I think that could be the Maitland Memorial. It's got columns on the front, not sure. You've got Ricasoli Breakwater, the tip of St Angelo. The glasses, Glacis, the glasses of Floriana. A Cavalier, one of the two Cavaliers. I think that's Castile. I think that those two twin peaks are St John's Cathedral. I don't know whether they're in the right place or not. So, credible detail down to the windows, down to the character standing on the quay. Again, 4 ships anchored with no sails, all them moored. 2 Dicer Maltese fishing boats, or Forella, I'm not sure what they're called. 2 more there. So you've got British ships, you've got local ships. A very unusual ship leaving harbour, half-masted, very unusual aspect. You've got the back end of the boat. A frigate in the bay on the inside of Ricasoli. A Lutzu or Dicer with the tarpaulin, another Maltese boat with a rower probably. Use of white watercolour, ochre. The sky is ordinary but big slightly faded possibly. The sea is, the harbour is pleasant, quite colourful. Really nice thing. If that was a white ensign, you would be pushing it because it's not necessarily a warship. If it was a red ensign, it would be okay. That's a blue ensign. That means it's connected to the Admiralty loosely, so it could be a club or a important person not actually serving or commissioned, but using the blue ensign, which is a special colour if you're an English sailor. Lovely thing. Now I think that again here you haven't got the Scaris battery has been built, so I guess that was built in the 1870s, 1880s. So this is quite a low roof line for Valletta, so I think it's quite early. The 18th century wharfs are still there, and that's much like what they look like now. So I think you have a very, very, I think this is where the Great Siege Bell Memorial is now. You have this rocky outcrop. It's not been Victorianised and covered with buildings, so I think it's, especially these bastions up here and these classes, it's very undeveloped. So I think it's quite early Malta, quite early Valletta. This is the Grand Harbour side, not the Marsham Chateau side. You have the open sea. You have Marsa back down behind the sitter, sorry, the painter. Who painted it? I don't know who painted it. It's not Joseph Gallia, not one of those touristic ones from the 1960s, 70s. Is it Brockdorff? Is it Schranz? Is it one of the ones I want it to be? Don't know. Looking at the watercolour here in close up, this is exceptional. This is good. This one here, again, exceptional. Doesn't even need all the sky, they've given it a big sky. So I'll have to get someone to look at those when they go to Malta, unless someone looking knows who they might be. I don't have a lot of experience of Maltese painters doing watercolours, but someone in Malta will know who they are. They're not signed. Well, this one's not signed. That one might be signed, don't know, probably not. So if anyone knows who they could be, I'll be very grateful. Otherwise I have to consult local dealers in Malta, local experts, to see if they recognise the style. I think they're worth quite a lot of money. If I find them, they're painted by one of the big names, they'll be worth a hell of a lot of money. Hell of a lot of money, especially being large and in good condition, and being a pair with the good back stamps from the English dealer. And of course, people like to look at pictures of Grand Harbour, whether it's Luigi Mirigali or Girolamo Gianni or Schranz. It's a popular subject. These aspects are not the usual aspects which are copied. The ones which are copied usually are the ones with often looking into the harbour. He's looking out of the harbour. The ones they copy, the Schranz-like ones, which have a foreground with a coil of rope and a boat and a couple of fishermen. They don't have foregrounds, which is why I'm thinking there might be perhaps an English artist who wasn't aware of these Maltese standard set piece paintings. It could be an English artist, but certainly Malta, certainly Valletta, no question about that. What else can I say about them? Will they be reframed? I think they probably could be reframed, but I think the backboard will be reincorporated if I have them reframed. First time around, I will try and sell them as they are. Okay, thanks for looking. I'll just do a little close up on both of them so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Really nice things. These will be repatriated to Malta. They will be going home at some stage during 2023. Thank you, bye.